This is the broke my heart murder trial for Latoshia Daniels. Court's going to start up at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. This woman is accused of first-degree murder in the shooting of a pastor named Brodes Perry and the attempted murder of Perry's wife, Tabitha, back in April of 2019. The Perrys were living in Collierville, Tennessee, and they reportedly knew Daniels when they all lived in Arkansas. Court TV's Julia Janae has more.
Not only have we experienced the death of Brodes Perry to violence.
On April 4th, 2019, police respond to a shooting about 30 minutes east of Memphis. Once they arrived, they found Pastor Brodes Perry with several gunshot wounds and his wife Tabitha shot in the left shoulder.
The rumors swelling around his murder leave us shocked and shaken.
According to the police affidavit, Tabitha let former acquaintance Latoshia Daniels into the apartment. Once Perry arrived home, he and Daniels spoke for several minutes. As she was leaving, she pulled out a handgun and began shooting, hitting Perry 5 times and telling him, quote, "You broke my heart." Police arrived as Daniels was reloading her gun. Police shot Daniels and she was taken to the hospital for her injuries, where she attempted to get away from police. She faces charges of first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, resisting arrest, and assaulting a police officer. She has pleaded not guilty. As far as the motive, reports say that Tabitha, the wife, told police she was unaware of an affair between her husband and the suspect, but she believed Daniels' actions suggested it's a possibility.
That was Julia Janae reporting there. So while we're waiting for court to start up, we've got surviving victim Tabitha. She's the pastor's wife. Took the stand on Tuesday, and on cross, she was questioned whether her husband wanted to ever bring in another person into their relationship. There were some videos of the pastor that were played for the jury, and in these videos, he's talking about ethical non-monogamy. What is that? Let's watch.
Place now where I want to expand this ethical non-monogamy, and I'm just, your opinion matters to me because we are in this relationship. But at the same time, like I said before from the outset, I want to be respectful, but I also want to let you know that your opinion matters. But at the same time, I don't want you to put me in a box, right? Because while we talk about it in theory, this is now the practice part. And with a tab being perfectly fine with, the situation, because how I've handled and been honest and transparent and open with her with regard to this current relationship, me expanding it is not an issue for me. Basically, she told me, hey, we can talk about it when you think it's worth talking about. But the way that you handle this, I'm trying with not trust your judgment because you haven't given me a reason not to.
So this clip is him talking about Latoshia not being okay with the ethical non-monogamy, and you being perfectly on board with it. Was that true?
No.
Did you believe that Brodes was being open and transparent and honest with you about his relationship with Latoshia?
What relationship?
He wasn't being open with you about his relationship with Latoshia, right? That there was a relationship at all.
Right.
He was not transparent about that.
There was nothing, to my knowledge, there was no relationship.
And you never said, because he was so open and honest and transparent with you with his relationship with Latoshia, that you were okay with him then adding another girlfriend?
No.
That didn't ever happen?
No.
talking, let's switch subject and get a little more serious. You know, for me, our agreements have been simple, right? No exes, nobody from Jacksonville, Florida, which is home for us, and nobody in the city that you live in, that currently live in, which means anybody in Memphis. That was the case, of course, in Little Rock, outside of Girlfriend, because Girlfriend is in Little Rock. The way that kind of happened is, short version, when she decided to open up the marriage and allow me to be open inside her. Girlfriend is a therapist, right? And she didn't go to her for therapy, but she asked her some questions. And based on this therapy session she had with this other lady. And she was asking her some questions after she had just said, bro, is this what I'm gonna let you do? Blah, blah, blah. You know, it is what it is. And from there, she asked her some questions. And so she was like, I just got a couple questions for you. And, you know, they would go play tennis together. She was one of the life group leaders. And so we had rapport. We had rapport. And she asked a question and was like, yeah, blase, I'm thinking about this. And what do you think about this? Or what do you think X, Y, and Z could potentially become? And I'm sorry, I'm looking to see who was in the cigar lounge because this is not what I really frequent there. So I'm kind of careful about who potentially is in here because I don't want to pass out. You know, I really want to go in and go chill in the back. But I'm not a member. But anyway, so the next thing that she shared with her was, you know my husband like you, right? Well, he thinks you're attractive. And she was like, what? He's like, yeah, I know what he likes. And he thinks you're attractive. Not that he's been rude or anything like that. We've had conversation. Well, you know, we did. Because like one time we was sitting around having a watch. And she asked me, I was like, well, you gotta get her. I ain't gonna get her. I'm coming across this creepy guy, right? We're trying to spice things up. And in that regard, even though that was even somewhat limited with the idea of somebody watching them, that's neither here nor there. But when the question came.
Just to pause it for a minute. In your relationship with Brodes, did you outline rules for him on being able to get a girlfriend? Like, no one from Jacksonville, no one from where we live. Did you make those rules up? No. So that was not true.
Not true.
Were you the one who initiated the conversation about Latasha?
No.
Did you ever reach out to Latasha about Brodes engaging with her?
No.
Did he ever talk to you about wanting a watcher, as he described here?
No.
Did you ever agree to having a watcher, as he discussed here?
No.
And look, it was her. I think she asked, who would you want? And that was the first thing in my stage. She's like, I know you like her. I know her. So anyway, so she said he liked you, blah, blah, blah. And she said, well, if you were interested, she said, no, I'm not saying that you are, but I'm also saying I've given him this X, Y, and Z, and he may come your way. And she did. But she said, okay, cool. So we had a conversation. And after that, that's when the whole nobody in the city thing came. It was more like, I'll give you a pass with her because I essentially gave her the alley. But nobody. So I'm trying to figure this. So fast forward, I said a whole lot of shit, right? Trying to get to that. So I have been thinking about, the past couple of weeks in terms of expanding, my ethical non-monogamy. Just kind of something. My wife, her and I, we were chatting the other day. I was like, well, baby, I got a couple of questions. I'm just curious, She knows about the group, everything like that. So I was like, when do you want to?
Just to ask a couple questions.
So if you call it ethical non-monogamy, it's apparently not cheating. I guess that's what we're learning in criminal court in this case. You never know what you're going to learn when you show up in the courtroom. We'll hit pause on this video of the pastor. Court TV Live rolls on in Tennessee. And just a reminder, later this morning, the civil trial resumes for the teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student.
just remember her facial expression. It was kind of like a look of shock.
Once you heard the shooting, what did you think that was?
I knew it was a gunshot.
How many times was she shot? How many gunshots did you hear?
I thought I had died.
Do you have any opinion on whether Dr. Parker could have foreseen JD's actions that day based on the information that she had?
I think it would be difficult for anyone to have foreseen that.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. We're getting ready for closing arguments today in the case in Virginia where a school teacher was shot by one of her first grade students, and she's suing the assistant principal for a sum of $40 million for it. We expect the attorneys to be in the courtroom in just about a half an hour from now to clean up any last-minute issues before the jury is brought in to see all the action at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Our cameras are there. We will show it to you live. In the meantime, we're discussing the trial in Tennessee, the murder trial of a defendant named Latoshia Daniels. Court's expected to start up in about an hour from now. She's accused of first-degree murder, accused of killing Pastor Brodes Perry and attempting to kill his wife, Tabitha, back in April of 2019. The Perrys were living in Collierville, Tennessee, and they reportedly knew Daniels when they all lived in Arkansas. She was visiting the couple when she apparently took out a gun and started shooting, according to police. Tabitha told the police that the defendant kept saying, quote, "You broke my heart," as she shot Brodes numerous times. Is there a love triangle going on? Well, the pastor was apparently into something called ethical non-monogamy. Does that mean it's okay to cheat? Let's go back in and listen to some of what the jury saw.
Did you ever have that conversation that he talks about with Latosha?
No.
Did you ever have that conversation that he talks about with him?
No.
Did you ever give him the XYZ that he was talking about?
No.
Did you ever give him a pass for Latosha?
No.
Did he ever talk to you about further expanding ethical monogamy in your relationship?
No.
No. You know, like, when did you want to know that there's someone who has my interests or someone who I would like to pursue? Do you want to know the moment that I feel like it's more than just banter? Do you want to know at the moment that I would like to begin to banter? Do you want to know once I feel like it might be a thing beyond banter? Or what? You know, because this is kind of new for us, right? Because, you know, girlfriend, Tasha, that's easy. That's been 2 years. That's been it for the most part. Outside of me going, that's how I remember a thing. But it's kind of been easy in that regard. So you're trying to figure out what does that look like. So just kind of really thinking through where I am with that, right? You know, where in terms of those. So there's a lot of newness. And I say that just to say that there's still a lot of newness even in this ethical non-monogamy that I'm wrestling with. And it's fun, right? It's fun. It's interesting. It's causing us to communicate and chat and really talk again about different things that we've kind of, in a real sense, have been felt to some degree. But realizing that in this ethical non-monogamy, we got to keep things in pencil and not pen. You know, some things are pencil pen, right? There's some hard notes, but gotta be flexible in terms of what that looks like. So that's why I know you talking about being sprung and giddy and all that stuff. I think because those flutters or those emotions, right, or those initial thoughts are all kind of new and very much new because this person is brand new. Like, I don't know Sheree, right? I knew Tasha. That was different. There was some level of familiarity there. And that's typically how I've always engaged with it, right? With some level of familiarity. I cannot, whether being in the same class together at college or something like that, I've never kind of quote-unquote cold called anyone. You know, if that makes sense. Because I'm not, you know, I don't think I'm that guy. So, yeah. Thanks for coming to my TikTok. I don't know if I'm going to go in here. Now I'm thinking, how